as the number 6 Oklahoma Sooners return from the bye week, ready to open up conference play versus Bill Snyder's gritty Kansas State Wildcats. And here comes OU. Hi everybody, I'm Gus Johnson along with Charles Davis, and welcome to Norman. And Charles, after having a chance to spend some time here at OU over the last couple of days, you get the feeling that change is in the air.
I agree with you, and normally we know that Oklahoma has an identity. We know how the Sooners are going to play, but they're trying to get back to what they call Oklahoma football. They want to get back to being a tough football team, not just physically, but mentally. Last year, a number of breakdowns, especially on the defensive side of the ball, that cost them. They want that toughness back. To wit, they brought back Mike Stoops back to be the defensive coordinator. He's trying to instill that in his team.
Meanwhile, for a Bill Snyder team, you know how they're going to play every time they hit the field.
Persistent, relentless. Bill Snyder is going to wrench every ounce of effort and talent out of his team each and every week. And the guy that leads them is their quarterback, Collin Klein. He's going to lead them not just on the field as they come on now, but during the ball game. If he runs the ball well, look out. We've got a game deep into the fourth quarter.
Dave, it's time to join the third member of our team on the sideline, who moments ago met with Bob Stoops, Julie Alexandria.
Coach, how is the preparation different going up against a quarterback like Collin Klein?
Well, it's just the extra, they have the extra blocker since the quarterback's running with the football. So we've got to be really disciplined in how we handle our gaps and tackle well.
And tell me about the surprise that is Damian Williams at running back.
Well, he's a special guy, really a powerful guy. He's been really responsible with the ball and blitz pickup, so he's doing everything really well.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Good luck to you, Coach.
And thank you very much, Julie. As we take a look at the series note, Oklahoma 8-1 versus Kansas State under Bob Stoops. But the series is tied at 4 apiece when both teams are ranked. Oklahoma winning big last year on the road. As we take a look at the weather, 88 degrees this evening at kickoff time. So Oklahoma won the toss. They deferred. Kansas State will receive the dangerous Tyler Lockett back deep for the Cats. Patrick O'Hara, the kickoff specialist, sends it away. And this unreturnable. And because of the new rules in college football, Kansas State will start from the 25. That brings us to this evening's Taco Bell Impact Players.
Collin Klein, the quarterback, no player more valuable to his team in the country than he is to Kansas State. Tyler Lockett in the kick return game, one of the most dangerous players in the country. And Arthur Brown, they call him the judge at linebacker. He dispenses justice with his pads.
First down at 10 of the 25. Incredible electric atmosphere in Norman. Klein, he'll run it on first down with room, and Collin Klein pushes forward and picks up 7. Corey Nelson with the tackle.
And for Oklahoma, they're impact players. Landry Jones, the quarterback, really got in shape in the offseason. He's ready to roll. Damian Williams, you heard Julie Alexandria ask Bob Stoops about him. He's been a pleasant surprise. And Tony Jefferson, the safety, their best defensive player perhaps, playing with a sore ankle this evening.
Second down and 3 at the 32. Klein shuffles with a blocker in front of him. Cuts it inside. Collin Klein all the way up to the 45-yard line. Javon Harris with the tackle, but that's a gain of 13.
And Gus, right at the top of the show, Julie Alexandria asked Bob Stoops about how is it different to prepare for Collin Klein at quarterback as opposed to a so-called conventional one. And Bob Stoops talked about the extra blockers in the quarterback run game. On the first 2 plays, we've seen that come to pass already. The lead blockers for Collin Klein clearing a path.
Last year against Oklahoma, Klein 26 carries, 92 yards, 2 touchdowns. First down to the 45. Hubert, the deep man. And they give it to him over the left side with room. And Hubert stumbles forward and gets to the 44 before being tripped up by Javon Harris. but that's a 10-yard gain. So in the last 3 plays, 7 yards, 13, and now 10.
Look at this side of the line of scrimmage for Kansas State. That's Cody Whitehair, 55, Cornelius Lucas, 78, B.J. Finney, 66 to center, working a double team. And they create a nice crease for a big pickup by Hubert.
Last week, Hubert, 12 carries, 38 yards, and a touchdown against North Texas. First down and 10 to the 45 out of the shotgun. Now Klein lines up in the slot. Here's an added wrinkle by Bill Snyder. Klein hands it off to Hubert again, running left this time. And Hubert to the 40. Brought down on the play, Aaron Franklin, Tony Jefferson in the vicinity, but it's a gain of 4.
What they have to be careful of is the secondary now for Oklahoma, because Tony Jefferson was very active on that play near the line of scrimmage, getting to Collin Klein. If they overcommit against the run, that's when they go play action and try and hit them deep.
Klein yet to throw a pass. 2nd and 6 at the 41, opening drive for K-State. Now Klein will throw it far side and incomplete. Chris Harper, the intended receiver, Demontre Hurst covering. Last week against North Texas, Collin Klein completed 15 of 20 passes for 230 yards and 2 touchdowns. 11 carries, 85 yards, and a score as well. 3rd down and 6. Klein, he'll take off with running room. And Klein dives forward. He needed to get to the 35. He's at the 36. Julian Wilson with the tackle. So Bill Snyder with a decision to make, and he makes it quickly. He brings his punt unit on.
Look what they did. They got the box count reduced. Really, I counted 6. It's really more like 5. So Collin Klein felt like with the 5 blockers up front, he might have had an opportunity, but an excellent tackle in the secondary by number 2. Julian Wilson stops him short of a 1st down.
Brings on Ryan Dorr, the senior from Katy, Texas, averaging close to 45 yards per punt, standing at the 49. Justin Brown, the Penn State transfer, back deep, lets it go over his head, and dives inside the 10, down at the 9. A 26-yard punt. So here come the Oklahoma Sooners on offense. Landry Jones, 6'4", 218, senior from Artesia, New Mexico. Last year against Kansas State, he threw for a career high and school record 505 yards and 5 touchdowns.
And when you balance that against the fact he threw 2 interceptions the same day, and still Oklahoma wins 58-17, a monster afternoon for Landry Jones and Oklahoma offense, especially in the 2nd half.
So OU starts on 1st down, empty backfield. Jones with time underneath, and it is caught at the 16 by Kenny Stills. Randall Evans wraps him up. Gain of 7.
This unit has not played as fast as in past years for Oklahoma in the first 2 games. A lot of new faces, a lot of moving pieces. I think they really wanted to be more sure about guys understanding assignments before they sped up. Now they're at the line of scrimmage, but they're still not operating at warp speed as we've seen in the past.
Dominique Whaley, the walk-on sensation last year, given a scholarship in the backfield. He broke his ankle late in the season. Coaches say he's trying to knock off the rust. They give it to him over the left side, and he's close to the 1st down. Needed to get to the 19. John Sua, the senior from Santa Maria, California, making the tackle.
Oklahoma had an open week last week, and they felt like that really helped them offensively. Guys trying to learn each other, all these young receivers coming together, even the tight ends, and a reshuffled offensive line. We'll see if it pays dividends as this game moves along.
1st down and 10. Jones, draw play. Whaley. And Dominique Whaley gets to the 30 and picks up the 1st down. It must be a strange feeling for this young man because he broke his ankle in the K-State game last year.
And you can see that he's running for redemption already, because Damian Williams has come out and played very well at the start. People are starting to forget that Dom Whaley was a big producer last season.
Well, 1st down at the 42 for Oklahoma. Miller, Whaley. In the backfield. And here's the handoff. And this time, plenty of running room. Roy Finch gains 11. Oklahoma quick to the line of scrimmage once again. Whaley. And Whaley to the Kansas State 43. Alan Chapman brings him down after a 5-yard gain.
I think we're seeing the effects of the open week already. A much more comfortable Oklahoma offense in the early going, able to stay on the line of scrimmage and move a little bit quicker than they did in games 1 and 2, putting the ball in play.
2nd down and 5. Whaley in motion out of the backfield. Here's a screen. Miller. And Miller caught from behind. Terrific open field tackle. Alan Chapman gets an ankle.
When it's a space game, you have to make tackles like that. If Alan Chapman does not make that play, that gain is considerable for Oklahoma. Nicely done by Chapman coming up from his corner position.
No gain on the play. 3rd down and 5 now for OU at the Kansas State 42. Landry Jones looking for Stills, and he has it at the 28-yard line. Kenny Stills. That ball thrown behind him. He made a nice adjustment.
Quarterbacks will sometimes throw the ball back shoulder to stop a receiver from crossing into a defender's area, but on that play, I think he just threw it behind him. That was a crossing route with the potential to put it on Stills and continue upfield. Really nice adjustment by Stills coming back for the ball.
So 1st down at the 28. Jones, play fake. Jones across the middle, incomplete. Intended for Kenny Stills.
Talk about balance. You know, balance isn't always a 50-50 run pass. Balance really is you doing what you want on offense. Being able to throw it when you want to, being able to run it when you want to. But so far, they're right down the middle in play selection.
So this is the 10th play of the drive. It started at the Oklahoma 9-yard line. They told us they weren't going to play fast. I guess they lied. 2nd and 10 at the 28 for Landry Jones. Jones all day to throw underneath. Kenny Stills, his go-to man. And Stills has it inside the 20. And a late flag on the play. Trey Walker, the outside linebacker, with the tackle.
Automatic. 1st down.
Tom Walker, your referee.
Watch at the end. Stills catches it, makes the cut, knows where the 1st down marker is. You see Trey Walker get his hand on the mask of Stills. But how about Stills with an understanding of space and where he was on the field and knew where the sticks were?
So that brings up 1st down and goal at the 9-yard line. Landry Jones calling this play at the line of scrimmage as he takes a look at his sideline. Damian Williams in the backfield over the middle, incomplete. Ball intended for Green.
I think he was a little excited on this play. It was so open that Landry Jones, I think, sped up his mechanics to the point where he ended up going so fast, he ended up making the throw behind him. He could have taken a little bit off and just put it on him. He was wide open, but I think when he saw it, he leapt to it just a little bit too quickly.
Brandon Green from Altamont, Kansas. Junior college transfer. Grew up a K-State fan. 2nd down and 6. And goal, rather, at the 9. This time it's Williams running left, and Williams chopped down. Great pursuit by Ty Zimmerman.
Ty Zimmerman's a candidate for all Big 12 honors. He was a high school quarterback. No one wanted him coming out of high school. Played for his dad there. Gray-shirted. His father, Randall, was his coach. They won a state title. He converted to defensive back and has started every game in his Kansas State career.
3rd down goal They move it back to the 11. Damian Williams in the backfield. Jones in the shotgun. Looking. Bounces out of the pocket. Throws on the run. Incomplete. Stills the intended receiver. So Kansas State bending but not breaking.
That's what we've seen from Kansas State over the years. You can run a lot of plays. You can eat up a lot of yardage. But trying to score, extremely difficult. Oklahoma had all the momentum going their way, and Kansas State found a way to shut it down and force a field goal attempt.
So that brings in Michael Honeycutt. 1 for 2 this season. He made one from 38 yards, missed from 44, from 28 yards away. And good. So Oklahoma on their opening drive, 15 plays, but Bob Stoops' Sooners have to settle for 3. Norman, Oklahoma, 3-zip. OU scoring 15 plays on the drive, but the Sooners settled for 3.
Happy with the 3, but understanding that when you put 3s on the board instead of 6s, you keep Collin Klein and Kansas State's style of offense well into the game.
Patrick O'Hara will send it away. Tyler Lockett looking for an opportunity to return one. As you take a look, 15-play drive covering 80 yards. They ate up 5:35. And Lockett will take a knee once again. As Kansas State comes back on the field. First down and 10 at the 25. Collin Klein. K-State on their opening drive. 5 rushes for 39 yards and 1 incomplete pass. And Klein rolling out, delivers on the run. Beautifully done. Tyler Lockett with the catch. And Kansas State defense, you talked about it, bend but don't break. And that's a good sign for them, especially when you consider that Oklahoma is deadly this season in the red zone.
They came into this game 10 for 10 in the red zone. All 10 times they had scored touchdowns. First time this season they held them to a field goal, and that's a big advantage for Kansas State.
And that will bring us to the end of the first quarter with the score, Oklahoma 3, Kansas State nothing. Fox College Football will be back after these messages. Oklahoma Memorial Stadium opened in 1923, and this is the 82nd straight sellout this evening. Collin Klein handing it off. Hubert, maybe a yard on the play. Actually, they give him 2. So far in the first quarter, pretty even yardage. Oklahoma with 79 yards in total offense. Kansas State with 62.
You notice Tony Jefferson, number 1, sprained an ankle against Florida A&M. They rested him a bunch in the open week and getting ready for this game. Has twice made really aggressive knifing plays at the line of scrimmage on run plays. Kansas State's coaches will keep an eye on that. Play action to follow.
Second down and 8 at the 31. Klein. And Klein up to the 35.
It's an interesting running style he has, isn't it?
Very interesting.
Because he has such patience for a big man, and he kind of sifts his way through at times. And once he has open space, then he turns it on with power and more speed than you think.
1 for 3 on third down conversions. Third down and 4 at the 35. Klein, pump fake, goes up top. Incomplete. Chris Harper, the intended receiver. And Kansas State forced to punt it once again. And if there is a knock on Collin Klein, it is his throw.
And it's the motion, but he's going to need help from his receivers. They've got to win outside. They've got to win one-on-one battles against these really fast, athletic corners of Oklahoma. If they can't get away and give him a little bit of space to put the ball in, it'll be a long night throwing for Kansas State.
Ryan Dorr in the punt for the third time at his own 20. Justin Brown inside his own 20. Backpedals and signals for a fair catch and has it at the 16. A 49-yard punt. Start of the second quarter. Oklahoma leading 3-0. Landry Jones. Jones 6 of 9, 37 yards. He's got Dominique Whaley in the backfield with him. 4 carries, 27 yards for Whaley. And some movement on the left side.
False start. Offense number 85. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That'll be Grissom, the starting tight end.
Converted defensive end.
As we take a look at some of the offensive leaders. For OU, Kenny Stills, 3 catches for 30 yards. Got to get an updated picture of Kenny Stills. He's got the blonde mohawk on.
It's hard, though. It's a moving target. 1 week is blonde, the next week is not. That's tough on the sports information department of OU.
First down. And Whaley. Arthur Brown with the tackle. He's their senior linebacker. Suffered an ankle injury last week against North Texas. Came back and played after the injury in the first quarter.
Had 13 tackles for the night. They thought he was done for the evening when he first came off the field, and he worked his way through it and was productive the rest of the game.
Second down and 13. This is the third OU drive that has started inside the 20. So Ryan Dorr effective already as the starting punter for Kansas State. Trips at the top of your screen. Twins at the bottom. Landry Jones over the middle and incomplete. Whoa! Somebody got clobbered. And it looks like Matuire, the freshman Trey Matuire.
And was he hit by his own player, or was he hit by a Kansas State player? Because it was double crossing routes, one shallow, one a little bit deeper. Watch the throw in the middle. There's Matuire crossing.
No,
Arthur Brown got it. Yes. This is what they call chucking a receiver, but actually he was making a play on the ball. And Arthur Brown, this is why they call him the judge. He will dispense his justice with his pass.
That'll make it third down and 13. There's Brown at the 13-yard line for Jones. Here's Jones under pressure now. Jones lost it, picked up, touchdown K-State. Childs with the fumble recovery. Jarrell Childs, the senior from Kansas City, picks it up, gets into the end zone. Justin Tuggle with the sack. And the Cats take the lead.
The coverage downfield was tight. Now watch Landry Jones' pocket presence. As he retreated right back into Justin Tuggle. Watch, see as he tries to get away from Childs 26. Not aware that Tuggle's behind him. He actually tried to get away from him, gave ground. The hit was made. Touchdown, Kansas State.
Kansas State with 12:20 to play in the second quarter. The Wildcats add the extra point. And on the road, Kansas State taking a 7-3 lead over OU. The Cats physical to start. Coach Bill Snyder, we told you during our open that his teams always play gritty. They play tough with incredible urgency. The defense has made a major adjustment. As you take a look, most non-offensive touchdowns since '99. Kansas State tied with Frank Beamer and Virginia Tech.
Know how to attack the football on defense. They create big plays on special teams, leading to those 84 non-offensive touchdowns.
Inside the 5, Brennan Clay gets to the 20. And Brennan Clay out of bounds, crossing the 35. Anthony Kent. Sooners start at their own 40. Here's the handoff, and it's Williams. So Oklahoma opened up this game. Their opening drive, 15 plays. They went 80 yards, and they settled for a field goal. Since then, they've been 3 and out. Their last drive, 3 plays, and then the fumble and touchdown. Over the middle, Landry Jones to Brown. And Brown stopped by Nigel Malone, but he will gain 15.
Gus, on the previous drives, Kansas State was starting to win the early downs. Remember, the last drive started with a penalty. That set Oklahoma back, led to 3rd and long. This drive, they got good yardage on 1st down.
On 1st down, Damian Williams, Ryan Mueller with the stop.
See, that's what Kansas State has to do. They've got to win 1st down, make it 2nd and long. Win 2nd down, get to 3rd and long. Then they get a chance to unleash their pass rush against Landry Jones. And Oklahoma, they've struggled a little bit protecting their quarterback in the first couple of games.
2nd and 9 of the 44. Jones fakes the draw, sets up over the middle. Sterling Shepard, the freshman from Oklahoma City, finds a soft spot and gains 24.
And look how fast they're going to go. You know how it is, Gus, when Oklahoma gets an explosive play, a 10-yard run or more, a 15-yard pass or more, they get right to the line of scrimmage and get at it.
From the Kansas State 20. Jones, plenty of time, scrambling, and he'll dump it. Good secondary coverage by Kansas State. Damian Williams, the intended receiver. Second down and 10. Landry Jones, 8 of 13, 74 yards. And he still is in the slot up top. Jones, near side. Shepard again. And he'll hop out of bounds inside the 10. An 11-yard gain. Jared Milo escorting him out of bounds.
How about the effort as he jumps over the All-American corner, Nigel Malone. And he's a legacy. Sterling Shepard, father, Derek Shepard, All-American player here at Oklahoma.
As you take a look at the numbers for Oklahoma inside the red zone, 1st down and goal at the 9. And a handoff, Williams down at the 1.
And you know what we haven't seen yet? The short yardage package that they call CAT, or we know as the Belldozer.
And here comes the Belldozer.
And the last time they were inside the red zone, they didn't use that at all. They went conventional offense. Now we see the Belldozer for the first time this season.
Blake Bell, sophomore from Wichita, Kansas, 6'6", 254. A lot of secrecy in what he's going to do. Oh, he fumbled it! And Kansas State has it. Second fumble of the night for Oklahoma. Ty Zimmerman jumping on the football. And that's the danger, as you talk about all the time, of having multiple players play the quarterback position.
When you bring a guy in off the bench cold, sometimes this can happen. Remember, they have not run the Belldozer at all this season in an actual game. Last year, very effective. He had 13 rushing touchdowns. That time, he tried to get his body in motion before he secured the ball. Ty Zimmerman pursuing straight ahead with Meshach Williams, hops on the football.
Kansas State taking over at their own 6, leading 7-3. Huber breaks it back, and Huber will pick up 9. Tony Jefferson with the tackle.
When you look at Kansas State, many people will look at that play and say, boy, were they fortunate. Kid drops the football. But Kansas State was there to capitalize. They came with the pursuit, got into the backfield. It's no accident that this team last year was plus 12 in turnover margin, second in the Big 12.
Second down and 1 at the 15. Harper in motion. Hubert looking for the first down, spins, stays on his feet and has more. On second and 1, he'll pick up 6. Jefferson with the tackle with Ndule.
And that was a play that should have been made by Javon Harris, number 30, the strong safety. And he was hurt on the play. He came up and thought he had a nice target and didn't get all of Hubert. As Hubert took the initial hit and spun away, Harris hurt on the play.
First down for Kansas State. Hubert running left. And Hubert, watch out! At the 40. Hubert out of bounds at the Oklahoma 43-yard line. Tony Jefferson chasing.
If you give Kansas State opportunities, they tend to make you pay. Watch the big guys up front create the hole. Misdirection as they pulled 2 offensive linemen to the right and hit them back on the left side. Excellent block there by Harper, number 3, on the perimeter.
John Hubert gaining 36. Became the 25th career 1,000-yard rusher at Kansas State this season. First down and 10. Klein. Tackle from behind by Corey Nelson. But Bill Snyder, you just can't say enough about what this gentleman has done as the head coach of Kansas State. 21st season, National Coach of the Year for the 4th time in 2011, leading the Wildcats into the Cotton Bowl for the first time in 10 years. They lost to Arkansas, but they finished the season ranked number 8 in the final BCS poll. At the 28. Klein sprints out, turns it up. And Klein gobbled up by big David King, the senior from Houston. 4-yard gain. That will make it 2nd, make it 3rd rather, and 6 at the 24.
You got David King back at his normal defensive end position. Jefferson comes back on the field. Kansas State might want to see if there's a little hitch in his giddy-up, though. They might want to test him now if they've got an opportunity.
That started at the 6-yard line. Collin Klein. Over the middle, caught, first down, Tyler Lockett at the 12. Colvin brings him down, but that offensive line for Kansas State, they gave Collin Klein an eternity to throw the football.
That they did. Watch how they protect him and watch Klein's patience. Because of that protection, 2 clutches before he's able to throw it across the middle, and like he's throwing a dart, hits Tyler Lockett for the first down.
That was 6 Mississippi, Charles.
In the backyard, that's 1 more than you're supposed to get.
First down and 10 at the 12. Hubert gains to Tom Ward. Jamarcus McFarland in on the play.
Now this turns into Oklahoma's challenge on defense. Remember early in the game, Oklahoma inside the 20. They've been there twice now on the goal line. Only a field goal to show for it. Can Oklahoma's defense answer that same challenge and limit Kansas State to nothing more than a field goal attempt?
And look at the clock still running. Kansas State eating up over 6 minutes. 2nd down and 8 from the Oklahoma 10. Klein straight ahead, and Collin Klein goes down at the 6. Remember, Kansas State was 4th nationally and led the Big 12 in time of possession last season at nearly 34 minutes a game. Not much has changed. Mike Stoops, the defensive coordinator, trying to figure out this complicated Kansas State offense. Teacher versus pupil. 3rd down and 4 at the 6. Klein. In the end zone, Klein! Incomplete. Intended for Lockett, but Colvin with a sensational play as he made up ground with the ball in the air.
And that tells me that Colvin stayed on his keys, meaning he didn't get fooled by the run action. He stayed with his man, and you see that peek in the backfield, but that's only because he had the coverage. He wanted to see if the ball was coming his way. The run action is supposed to take their eyes away from their men and allow that receiver to get open. That didn't happen because of Colvin's discipline.
So Anthony Cantelli last year against Oklahoma had a 54-yarder into attempt one from 23 yards away.
Did we have a whistle before that play was completed?
That's what I heard, Charles. But it looks like the field goal will stand. 23-yarder for Cantelli. And Kansas State on the road taking a 10-3 lead over OU.
Actually get the memo about Kansas State. They always pick low. They finish higher. I think they prefer it that way.
Oklahoma will start from the 25. Timeout with the Jones. Fires. Caught. First down, Oklahoma. Kenny steals. Now we get back to the point. Landry Jones is looking for his go-to receiver. Ryan Broyles is in the NFL now.
And people were asking about that, saying, well, can't you just have multiple go-tos? And we'll finish after this play.
Jones again, this time dumps it off to Brennan Clay. And Brennan Clay gets inside the 40. Alan Chapman with the tackle, a 14-yard gain.
And I thought that Landry Jones' reply to that was telling. He said, no, I want a go-to guy. I want a guy that I know in tough situations I'll rely upon, that I can look for when I really need a big completion. And Kenny Stills is that guy.
Jones finding Sterling Shepard. This freshman has had a big first half. As Shepard gains 22, so just like that in 3 plays, Oklahoma gains 19, 14, and now 22. With a $1:20 to go in the first half. No timeout. Jones. Incomplete. McGuire turned around. Couldn't get a foot in bounds.
And I don't know if that was inexperience on McGuire, or did Nigel Malone do a nice job riding him over the sideline and forcing him out of bounds. Sometimes when you're a young receiver, you lose your sense of space on the field because you have to give your quarterback room to actually let you fade towards the sideline. He was already on the sideline. There was no room to put the ball there.
Oklahoma in the red zone for the 3rd time here in the first half, 2nd and 10 of the 18. Jones drops it off, Miller, and he's knocked out of bounds by Jared Milo, the safety.
And here we come with another 3rd down. And here's Kansas State, shadow of their own end zone. And I get the sense that on the field, they're very comfortable with this. This is how they live. They don't get nervous about this type of situation at all.
3rd down and 10 at the 18-yard line. Jones looking underneath, almost picked off. Wow, Ty Zimmerman. He'll have nightmares about that one.
But they did their job again. He'll want this interception, but they forced another field goal attempt. Look at Zimmerman playing center field, breaking on the ball in front of Stills. Didn't I just say they're comfortable with this? They're used to being there. They don't have that nervousness about situations deep in their own territory. And they may come up.
Michael Honeycutt, whose career long is 53 yards, did it against Kansas State last year. Good from 28 early, this from 34. And it's good. And that is the end of the first half here in Norman, and it's a surprising first half. Kansas State on top of OU, 10-6. Now we'll send you to the Pizza Hut halftime show. Here's Aaron Andrews. Welcome back to Norman, Oklahoma, where Kansas State leads the 6th-ranked Sooners 10-6 as we prepare to start the 3rd quarter. Gus Johnson along with Charles Davis, are you surprised at this halftime score?
Probably because I'm surprised that it's so low scoring, but I'm not surprised that Kansas State's right where they are, because this is a team that many times is called opportunistic, but a lot of times they force their opportunities to the front, and when people present them, they capitalize, and that's what we saw in the first half. That's why they're leading.
You see the discipline from Kansas State, forcing the 2 fumbles, one resulting in a touchdown.
And the touchdown was big because it's a 3rd down play, and Oklahoma contributed to their own demise.
As we take a look.
Yeah, the rush yardage, not surprising at all, but Oklahoma's been trying to run the ball better in recent years. Kansas State hasn't allowed that. 3rd downs. Kansas State has made the bigger plays on defense on 3rd down, held Oklahoma to only 2 of 6, and the big one obviously highlighted there, the 2 turnovers that Kansas State's turned into a touchdown and a field goal.
So if you're Bob Stoops, what do you tell your football team at halftime, trailing at home 10-6?
I think that he went into halftime and went to the let's not panic about it mode. We've made some mistakes, yet we're only down 4. If we take care of the football and continue to handle our business, that we've moved it fairly well in the first half, obviously have to pay it off, but I don't think he went in there and ripped them because their confidence was probably a little bit shaky. I think he spent the half trying to prop them up a little bit.
So Oklahoma, who deferred in the first half, will receive to start the second half. Bill Snyder's team very well prepared in the first 2 quarters. Anthony Kentelli will send it away. Roy Finch, Brennan Clay, the return men from OU. And this one kicked out of the end zone. Now let's go downstairs to Julie Alexandria.
Hey guys, I caught up with Coach Snyder going into the half, and he said, you know, we're fortunate to be ahead. We're not moving the ball really well, and we've given up a lot of yards of defense, but we're in the ball game. And then I caught up with Coach Stoops, and he said, very simply, we just got to take care of the ball. Guys?
And thank you very much, Julie. So Oklahoma starting from the 25. Justin Brown, Kenny Stills, your receivers at the top of your screen. Stills in the slot. And they hand it off. Whaley. And Whaley crosses the 30, picks up 8 on the play. Adam Davis with the tackle. Whaley again. And Whaley picks up the first down and more. Nigel Malone hauls him down, but it's an 11-yard pickup for Dominique Whaley.
A good block by the left tackle, Lane Johnson, getting out at the point of attack on the line of scrimmage, creating the crease.
Over the middle, and another nice catch by Sterling Shepard. Shepard has been terrific this evening. His 4th catch.
He stepped into the breach. Remember, Matwire was the highly recruited guy, but he got smacked early by Arthur Brown, and we haven't really heard from him since. Sterling Shepard has stepped into the breach for Oklahoma and picked up the pace.
4 catches, 72 yards for Shepard. First down at midfield. Jones, near side, Shepard again. He'll get to the 40 before being slung out of play. Nigel Malone, Jared Milo defensively for the Wildcats.
They have hit, look at this, now Oklahoma after 21 seconds between plays tonight. That's not how they approached the first 2 games. The open week helped them with the experience with these guys, the youngsters, and when they hit big plays, they go even faster.
2nd and 1. Play fake, Jones. Caught. Matwire. Out of bounds at the 12. Now the Sooners have their rhythm as they quickly get back to the line of scrimmage. But he stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, and you see the hat on the ground from the official?
Here's a handoff. Damian Williams.
I thought when he stepped out, was forced out, and the hat hit the ground from the official, that you couldn't be the first guy to touch the ball when he came back in bounds. And that has gone past now, so Oklahoma continues their drive. On the positive note for Oklahoma's receivers, I'm seeing a real physicality on this drive after they catch the football and catch it and get upfield.
2nd and 5 at the 9-yard line. Jones underneath. Kenny Stills. Is it a catch? Yes, it is.
And they'll get a flag on the play. What?
Pass interference, defense, number 15. Collin Klein. Result of the play, first down.
If you look at the throw, Stills going down, draped over the top.
Whoa. Looks like that ball hit the ground. But there is a pass interference penalty anyway. First down and goal at the 2.
And no bulldozer here.
Landry Jones staying in. Handing it off. Miller.
And now Bell comes into the game. But if you're Oklahoma, you know that's what they know you're coming with. If you're going to throw the ball in these situations, 2nd down's always the key down. Do they do any type of a fake and let Bell, who is a natural quarterback, have a run-pass option?
2nd and goal at the 3. Can Oklahoma finally punch it into the end zone? Bell running. Bell! Touchdown OU! Five minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. And Oklahoma finally gets 6. Michael Honeycutt in to attempt the extra point. Sooners up 13-10. Some big moments in this game, folks. Oklahoma catches a break on the review. It may have scared them, because they march it right down the field, and the belldozer, it's pay dirt. Oklahoma, after the controversial play, goes 11 plays, 88 yards, eating up 346. Landry Jones, 6 for 6 on the drive, 65 yards.
And don't forget the catch by Stills down deep that Oklahoma declined the penalty. It would have been a penalty. It would have been half the distance, but it still would not have been 1st and goal where it was. It would have been deeper in the field, but give Oklahoma credit. They caught breaks, they capitalized.
This is Tyler Lockett at the 30. Lockett with a very good return as he gets up to the 35. 2nd down and 7 now at the 38. Klein, play fake, sets up deep in the pocket to the sideline. Oh, what a catch! Chris Harper, quality reception, a gain of 21 and a 1st down in front of Aaron Colvin.
There's nothing you can do here but say excellent catch, because Aaron Colvin's coverage was right on. Draped all over him, a hand in front, got a hand on the football, and give Chris Harper credit for making the play.
2nd catch for Harper. Kansas State starts at the 38. They hand it off straight ahead, and it's Hubert fighting for extra yards. But in on the play, David King. We've mentioned his name a number of times this evening.
He's their bell cow up front. He's their best defensive lineman. He's had to play tackle the first 2 games with guys not there. They got Casey Walker back, who missed the first 2 games for personal reasons. Able to kick David King out to his natural defensive end position. He'll come inside at tackle and pass rush in key situations.
Second down and 9 at the 37. Klein, Hubert, as he jitterbugs for maybe 3 yards. And that'll bring up third down and 6.
In the first half, it was Kansas State's defense picking up their offense and helping them out. This is a situation now that OU is looking for their defense to pick up their offense.
Third down and 6. At the 34, 4 receivers at the bottom. Klein drills it in. And a first down. Tyler Lockett cradles the football. And a first down for Kansas State. And folks, that takes us to the end of the third quarter. We head into the fourth. Oklahoma at home, up by only 3. Welcome back. Start of the fourth quarter, 3-point ball game. The number 6 team in the nation holding on. Kansas State has scored 10 points off turnovers. Landry Jones throwing his first interception of the night. And Kansas State trying to capitalize off another turnover right here. First down and 10 at the Oklahoma 27.
I like the matchup up top if he wants to throw Harper against Jefferson, the safety.
Klein bounces it outside with running room, and he tiptoes out of bounds after about a 7.5, 8-yard gain. And, all right, thank you, Aaron. Second and 2 at the 19. For Collin Klein, John Hubert in the backfield. He'll run it straight ahead and pick up the first down and more. Spins down. Hubert inside the 10-yard line. Tony Jefferson with the saving tackle.
And look at the vision of Hubert. Once he sees the crack, look at that. And now he gets through it. There's McFarland, 97, trying to hold him. He can't. Spins out of it. Jefferson has to sling him to the ground.
The Wildcats were involved in 9 games, decided by 7 points or fewer last season, and won 8 of them. First down and goal at the 8. Hubert. And Hubert with the low center of gravity gets close to the 5, Tom Wharton.
Do you remember the game Battleship? Remember what you said?
Yes.
E6, hit,
Yes.
right?
Right.
And then finally score, a direct hit.
Right.
There is none of that on John Hubert. It's been rare that it's been a direct shot on him. He finds a way to make you only get a piece of him, and he finds a way to get forward on 98% of his runs.
Second down and goal. Ball at the 5. Collin Klein wants to run it. Outside! Klein! Touchdown! K-State! What patience!
I loved how you described that, the patience. Why? He allowed his blocking to form, and it starts here. Watch Braden Wilson as fullback. He's coming here to block, but watch how Klein waits for this play to develop. He doesn't go too fast, otherwise he loses the block. He waits, now he gets the block from Braden Wilson, then he gets a second one from Hubert. Tyler Lockett gets in the way, and Collin Klein gets into the end zone.
So Anthony Cantelli comes in to attempt the extra point. Up and good. Collin Klein last year tied an FBS record for quarterbacks with 27 rushing touchdowns. He picks up a big one here. K-State up. Kansas State 17, Oklahoma 13. Collin Klein with the big touchdown run for the Wildcats.
And something you mentioned in the break rings so true. It looks simple what Kansas State's doing on offense, but what they're trying to do is just beat you with numbers. That's why Collin Klein was waiting for Braden Wilson to cross over. That gave them the advantage with the extra blocker. Bob Stoops talked about that to Julie Alexandria at the top of the show. Extra blockers in the quarterback run game, hard to solve, and that gave them an advantage again.
This is Brennan Clay at the 20. And Clay wrapped up at the 35-yard line. So much history between these two generals roaming the sidelines. Landry Jones fumbled the snap. Jones, and he dumps it out of bounds.
And that was good presence because he saved the yardage that would have been lost by getting rid of the football. Gabe Eichert is the center. Tough snap there for Landry Jones. Remember, Ben Hayburn was supposed to be the starting center this year, had to retire due to injuries. Gabe Eichert played center about half the season last year and moved over, and usually it's a seamless deal. That was a tough snap.
2nd down and 16 at the 29. Now Brennan Clay lining up behind Landry Jones in the pistol. Jones. All caught. Nice throw. And this will be Brandon Green with the reception. The tight end picking up 9 on 2nd and 16. Now 3rd and 7 at the 38. Jones bouncing. Jones underneath. And Landry Jones and the Oklahoma offense will punt it away.
And the pressure got him off of his mark. Because watch the pressure on Landry Jones in the pocket. Number 44, Ryan Mueller. Number 2, Justin Tuggle. See, they made him move. And when he moved and got out there, wasn't able to get reset and get anything on the football.
Third punt for Tressway. Tyler Lockett. Back deep. Way gets it away. Now Lockett coming up. Did he touch it?
I've not seen a definitive call about possession, but it appears that he's going to say he didn't touch it, and the ball will go to Kansas State.
First touching, Oklahoma ball.
Wow!
Wow. I did not see that on the definitive call.
Whoa!
They're huddling again, Gus. I'm not sure that's going to stand, because we're getting another huddle from the officials on the field as we speak. Let's take a look.
Correction. Illegal touching by the kicking team. First down.
He touched it.
Yeah. See,
Did he touch it?
But see, the initial touch was Oklahoma. So that's what he was trying to say. So that's why it will stay with Kansas State. No possession.
They corrected the call. 17-13 K-State. 11:59 remaining in the 4th quarter. 17-13 Kansas State gets the football back at their own 23.
There's Tyler Lockett feeling fortunate because either run up and catch the ball on the punt or get out of the way. And that one almost became a disaster for Kansas State.
Klein on the run. All caught. Tannehill is tight end. And Tannehill with some nice running after the catch as he picks up 20 yards to Montre Hurst. Stops him.
They don't throw to the tight ends very often, but when they do, they get big yardage. Tannehill, that's his 3rd catch of the year. His previous 2, he's averaging 25 yards a catch. They get him into open field after they fool you in the run game.
First down at the 44. Here's a jet sweep. Lockett. And he stopped by Javon Harris. Klein giving it up to Tremaine Thompson. Thompson picks up about 5 as we approach the 10-minute mark of the 4th quarter. Big 3rd down coming up for Kansas State.
And the hard part for Bob Stoops and his brother Mike is that just because it's 3rd and long, it doesn't mean that you can play pass only with Collin Klein. They like to spread you out, keep the box count small in here, and possibly run it inside if he doesn't have a pass play available.
Klein in the shotgun. 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen. There's Wart. He may be the spy on Klein. If he tries to get out and run. Klein. Sideline. He's got his receiver. Thompson. First down, K-State. What a play. Tremaine Thompson wide open, and Collin Klein put it on the money. 26 yards.
How does he do this all the time? Because what they did was everything went this way and moved him out here. Look at how the secondary responded. They got everything going to the middle and then swung Thompson from the inside position to the outside. And Collin Klein, say what you want about his motion on big plays, he looks like Johnny Unitas at times.
First down and 10 at the OU 32. Hubert running, and Hubert dragged down at the 25-yard line by Ndule.
Another set of downs they got on the throw, and the clock continues to tick.
8:40 and counting. 2nd and 3 at the 25. Hubert again, looking for the first down. Turned away. David King, Tony Jefferson. 8:12 to go, though. Klein and the Wildcats very patient offensively, and there is some serious anxiety on the Oklahoma sideline.
And they picked up a first down. Because now what Oklahoma has to be thinking is, how do they create a turnover? They've been a turnover machine, taking the ball away under Bob Stoops. Has not happened so far, has not happened much in this young season.
Klein throwing to his tight end once again. Tannehill, he stays inbounds and picks up a first down.
Pass is complete to Travis Tannehill. Intended line, Javon Harris.
And watch Tannehill as he turns it upfield. Now he feeds his pads to Javon Harris and makes him pay for coming through to make the tackle. Continues on for a little bit of extra yardage. And Bill Snyder, I'm wondering if he's thinking right here, touchdown exclusively, and not kick a field goal, give Landry Jones a chance to bring him down and go ahead.
First down and goal at the 9-8 play of the drive for Kansas State. Hubert. Hubert! Touchdown, Cats! Kansas State 7:27 away from upsetting the 6th-ranked team in the country on their home pitch.
And watch Hubert again, all right? 5'7", 190 or so, but watch. He gets caught in the morass there. There's Harris 30, Wart 21. They don't get a direct shot. And McFarland unable to put him down either, and he squirts through for the touchdown.
8 plays, covering 77 yards. K-State eats up 4 minutes and 32 seconds. Bill Snyder's team, relentless, persistent, physical, and focused. 24-13, Kansas State. Upset brewing in Norman. Kansas State leading Oklahoma 24-13 with 7:27 to go in the 4th quarter.
How about Kansas State now for the game? 8.5 minutes more of time of possession than Oklahoma. And Kansas State beat North Texas last week. North Texas had the ball for 37 minutes. Not normal for Kansas State, but they found a way to win the game.
Roy Finch, Brennan Clay back deep. This one short, Millard. And Millard gets up to the 35. First down to their own 35. Jones. Ball caught. McGuire.
there's plenty of time left in this game. Over 7 minutes, sorry guys.
Oklahoma with 2 timeouts remaining. And they hand it off to Damian Williams.
We're at 7 minutes, and as prolific as Oklahoma can be and as quick strike as they can be on offense, plenty of time. They can score, and their defense can hold for them. But those are big ifs, the way Kansas State makes you earn every snap.
First down at the 47. Jones in trouble. Landry Jones, and he is sacked.
Not sure if the ball came free at the end. There seemed to be a little bit of a scramble at the end.
Landry Jones sacked for the 2nd time tonight. A loss of 8.
Once he got hemmed in, Meshach Williams, and on the ground, Javonte Boyd making the play. And had to dive on it to secure the football.
2nd down and 18. Jones in trouble again, but gets it away to his running back, Williams. Williams trying to get out of bounds. And he is wrestled down. Ryan Mueller.
I think we're in 4-down territory. They don't get it here, they're going to have to go for it on 4th down.
3rd down and 9, Jones, and he gets it. Throws a strike to guess who? Sterling Shepard. A 17-yard pickup. 1st down OU.
That's as well thrown a ball as we've seen from Landry Jones in a while now. He stuck that right on Sterling Shepard, and that young freshman has grown up quickly. Number 3, Shepard.
1st down. Brennan Clay comes in. Standing next to Jones in the backfield. They give it to Clay. Turns it up. Picks up a 1st down.
See, this is not what Tom Hayes, the defensive coordinator for Kansas State, has in mind. Oklahoma picking up big chunks of yardage on plays, not using much clock.
Jones going for everything. Out of bounds. LaTwire, the intended receiver. And that stops the clock at 5:01.
I think that's a play that they'll go back over with a young receiver and maybe some timing with Landry Jones. You have to have room to fade in the end zone. By the time these balls released, LaTwire's over at the sideline, no chance to make the play.
2nd and 10. Jones draw play. Brennan Clay. And Clay gets to the 20.
Stills is the go-to here. He'll be at the bottom of your screen, to the right of your screen. But Shepard has made plays at the top. There's Stills, there are Fox player pointer, and Shepard in the slot at the top.
3rd down and 6 at the 20. Here's Jones. And this one caught Justin Brown, and he'll get to the 10. The former Big Ten product, and we'd like to welcome those of you that watched Notre Dame defeat Michigan. We've got a great one here, folks. 4:21 to go in the 4th. Oklahoma, the 6th-ranked team in the nation, trailing Kansas State at home 24-13. Sooners have turned it over 3 times. Jones over the middle, caught. The freshman dives. Touchdown, Sterling Shepard. Landry Jones will stay on the field. Oklahoma going for 2. Down 24-19.
Need the 2 to get within a field goal of Kansas State if they're able to get the ball back.
Kenny Stills in the slot at the bottom. Brennan Clay in the backfield. Jones. And it's deflected and knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Justin Tuggle once again making a play. So with 4:09 to go, Kansas State with a 24-19 lead. 24-19, and with this score and this time, Bob Stoops with only one timeout remaining. Does he have a decision to make?
He has a decision to make about onside kicking. I think when they had to take the timeout in a two-point play and left him with only one, it may have forced his hand where he may have to onside kick, and you know Kansas State's going to line up hands team.
So O'Hara. And he'll send it deep. And out of the end zone. He drilled that one. Kansas State with it at the 25. First down and 10 to the 25 for Collin Klein. And Kansas State running the football. McFarland downing John Hubert. Each team with one timeout remaining. And Kansas State's three scoring drives, they've held the ball for 6:59, 2:54, and 4:32. Second down and 11. Klein wants to throw it. Clock stops. 3:23. Third down and 11.
That's a good play on defense by Oklahoma because they took away the primary target. He wanted to go to Tremaine Thompson after the fake into the secondary. And Oklahoma took that option away from him.
Third down and 11 at the 24. The Sooners, they feel the momentum swinging. They've got a chance to get the rock back right here. Klein over the middle. Klein, first down, K-State. What a play. Tremaine Thompson on 3rd and 11 picks up 13.
And how about not just the throw, but the route? Because Tom Ward in the middle of the field, that receiver crossed his face, and he didn't chuck him or put his body on it. Allowed him to run right past him. Watch Ward in the middle and watch the route. Unable to get there, puts nothing on him. He gets past him. First down.
A fresh set of downs for the Wildcats. 2:56 away. Hubert. And Hubert chopped down Javon Harris after a 5-yard pickup. Don't forget, coming up next, Aaron and the guys with the AT&T post-game show. Joey Harrington and the Heisman Trophy winner, Eddie George.
If you're Kansas State, if you snap this ball anywhere outside of 5 seconds on the play clock, you're doing your team a disservice. Let it bleed down.
Second down and 5. Klein to Hubert. And Hubert will gain 2.5. And a timeout called. Oklahoma out of timeouts, trailing 24-19. Collin Klein, masterful performance this evening as the leading man for Kansas State. Third down and 3 at the 43. Kansas State has converted 3 third downs in a row. Klein hesitates. Klein, first down, Wildcat.
And no one has any timeouts left, neither side. So Oklahoma can't stop them at all, with Collin Klein now picking up the first down of the game.
(24-19). They're just getting to the line of scrimmage. Looks like they'll take a knee and try to bleed this one out. And that's what he does.
It's the right play with no timeouts left for Oklahoma. The clock should run out for them.
How about this? The teacher, Bill Snyder, comes into Norman, Oklahoma, and school in session against his former pupil, Bob Stoops. Major upset in college football. Last week, USC falling to Stanford in Palo Alto on Fox Sports. This week, Kansas State coming into Norman. And they're 34 seconds away from upsetting the Oklahoma Sooners.
Should not have to take another snap. And now, Bob Stoops had been 7-1 against Bill Snyder.
Bob Stoops was 14-0 against ranked teams at home. That streak comes to an end as the two gentlemen meet and hug. 24-19 the final. Kansas State. What a performance.